And you mentioned your memoir. So are you naming names in your memoir?
Yeah, I'm taking it there.
Well, okay.
It's my story, so I gotta tell it. I'm gonna have some coof. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say all the. I don't know if you could do like maybe pay an extra fee, like you can get the exclusive book or something like that or whatever. But nah, I ain't gonna go too hard on that. But I'm definitely telling it all.
Okay.
Everything.
Starting from.
Man, a lot of people don't know. Like, I don't know if like it's some stuff on like Netflix right now, whatever. Like when I had my deal with DMX, like this is like one chapter in there. Like I was in Chicago, like working with other different people, and my parents didn't like it, so they had like some Samoan dudes come kidnap me and like abduct me and like fly me to Thompson Falls, Montana, like all the way on the West Coast, and like they put me in this concentration camp type of school.
Wait. This is what actually happened to you?
Yeah, this is my real life.
Your parents set that up? Okay, I'm listening.
So I'm in this boarding school, like concentration camp type of thing. You can't look at girls. You can't have condiments. You can't have nothing. You have to work. And if you're defiant there, they send you to something called worksheets where you just stare at a wall like this for 15 hours, and then you can go back to the regular group. And then if you don't comply there, they take you to something called the Hobbit, where it was just a piece of wood with carpet on top of it, and they feed you like 3 meals a day. The first meal is a bagel, the second meal is like a piece of bread and some cheese, and the third meal is a lima bean burrito. You act up there, they send you to Jamaica, to another place that's called High Impact, where there's no child safety laws, so they could beat you up and do all that other stuff or whatever. And then to get back to what I'm talking about, where I was at in Thompson Falls, Montana, you have to walk 100 miles with a 100-pound brick on your back just to get back to where I'm at. And you have no television, no newspaper, no nothing. I didn't know 9/11 happened. I didn't know none of these events even happened. Like, I was just isolated and cut off from the world.
So for how long did
I was there for like a year.
Goodness, that's where we're starting from.
Yeah.
Would you turn your memoir into a series?
Yeah, we in talks about that. We in talks about that right now. And if you look on Netflix, I think they made a documentary about these type of schools.
You know
what?
I think I did see something like that, where they would send them into like kind of like a boot camp for bad kids, but it was like horrible conditions.
Yeah, so check it out. But that's a little piece of my story.
Wow, I'm glad you survived.
We here now, man.
I'm glad did you always know? I guess in those times you were always musically inclined.
I had a record deal. I was signed to DMX when this happened.
Well, and that's why they sent you away.
Exactly. So when this happened, I always knew that I would be able to bounce back and kind of get back to where I wanted to be musically, because I was just so young. I was like super young.
Oh my goodness. I'm still trying to process it.
Nah,
all right. You've been through a lot. You have your show coming out. You're looking for a girl group. The memoir, is there a name yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We still in the process. So now I think where we in the memoir, I've told a lot of my story, and now like we're getting like key people that are in the story to tell their own little things and communicate with Shy, and then he has to take like a short duration just to put everything together, and then we'll be in the story.
Well, I'll definitely be watching, reading, audio booking, all of it. And before you get up out of here, give some advice to artists, producers that want to be where you are.
Man, like one, I think the biggest thing and the biggest piece of advice that I could give is just like, don't look at work like you know how this is not a job. Do this because you love it. I think that a lot of people do jobs and they have like job thought process of how they get paid. So when you're in a field, when you're being creative, you can never look at like, man, I've been making beats for 6 months. I ain't made $1 or 6 years, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, it may not look like money when you're in the process of doing it and getting the knowledge and making all these different beats or songs. But I promise you, when you actually put that work in and you get your break, you could look up how we was talking about Use Me. That's a 7-year-old record. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So your record that you made in your process could be your next big hit. So never give up, and always, man, outwork everybody. I think that's just the number one rule at all times for me, for real.
Well, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you,
and that's what it is. Never give up.
Never.
Iceberg, Youngberg, Hitmaka. We all here.
I might change my name again.
The rebranding king.